are live, guys. Nice. Come. So participants make co-host. Yes.
Recording in progress.
Come. You do fun. Alright, guys. So pleasant good day again. So far, right? You guys have come to appreciate what really is a computer, right? The different categories of computers, right? You all sit every day and you all interact with the computer doing what you like to do, right? Have fun. Most of you all play games. Not sure who's watching videos, who's listening to music, who might be interested in other things, such as maybe DJing on the computer. Not sure who as yet, right?
I might, yeah.
Who might be interested. I saw one student was developing some graphic on the computer, right? He was doing that time. So he's doing developing some graphic, right? Graphic designing is something very important in today's time, right? Especially the advent of social media. Businesses are now online and they need graphic for the public to see while you're using social media. This is how we advertise, right? Very, very important. So you all have to appreciate, right? The role of the computer, right? In businesses today, in getting work done. All right? We dismantle the computer, right? You all look at the parts on the inside, right? You all should be able to identify all the parts on the motherboard, right? You all should also be able to identify all the peripheral devices inside the computer. Right? Identify all the peripheral devices, okay, inside the computer. Right? You all remember when we looked at the motherboard, we assessing, we saying, okay, this is how the computer interface with other devices. These things called ports. Right? I gave you all a homework yesterday to go and investigate. Right? All the ports and the names for them. But you all have a computer in front of you right now. You all have a cell phone. Right? You all could just talk to the virtual assistant. This is a 2-second exercise. Hey, give me a list of all the computer ports and their names. Bam. It's done. The AI return the result to you, and you have all this here in HD. We can see the names and labels properly. You don't be struggling to see it, as I have kind of crammed everything in one picture, right? For your appreciation. We call these things I/O. Guys, you all remember what I/O means?
Input, output.
I/O. I/O is input output, right? Input output ports, right? So for instance, how do we connect our monitor to the computer? What port? No. Someone who is here in camp. How do we connect the computer to our monitor?
The computer USB.
Not USB. Come on. Bam. HDMI. I have this computer connected right now to the projector using HDMI. Okay? And I also have the same computer connected to this TV with VGA. Right? There's other ports. There's the div X port. For instance, this monitor has it in the back here. Alright? There's many different flavors of the HDMI. Right? Like micro HDMI. Hello. Your computer has a micro HDMI on it. Yeah. I'm going to put on the light so you can investigate.
Oh.
When you see the micro HDMI, you'll tell me. The micro HDMI, right? But very small. So it's not this big fat cable to go inside of it. You see this big fat cable here? This is the regular HDMI.
Yes, sir.
No, not that on your phone, on your phone, on a computer. Alright, so it marks HDMI on this side. Oh, look right here. This is the HDMI here. That's a smaller HDMI, right? But that was before HDMI was standardized. Okay? And after it was standardized, so before HDMI was standardized, guys, right? That computer was built. So it uses that special HDMI. And now that one in the corner was built after when it was standardized, right? So I have a special type of HDMI cord for that computer, which is called mini, right? And then there's now micro HDMI. Okay? So you all could appreciate that it's the same, right? Mode of communication. It's just that the wire, the connection is different. Okay? It looks different, but it's the same means by which the computer is communicating with the output device. Right? So I'm just looking in the back here for this, so that you all could see the difference. You all ready? When I pass it around, you all can see the difference. Right? So this is the micro HDMI cable, which is for that computer in the back here. Right? Which is being distributed. Notice how small it is. It's very, very new. And this is the regular HDMI. Alright? So we're gonna start with you. Let's put it today. Right, guys, look at the difference of it. Right? Look at the difference. I see two ends here, and look at how the two ends on this one. Right? Yeah? So the smaller end is what is connected to the computer. Right? After you see it, you pass it around. Right? Just to get an appreciation, guys, right? So we're moving ahead. So yesterday, we talked about repairing the computer, right? Which we did an exercise where all the computer that we dismantled, right? You all work as a team. We had two groups, right? We had Team Black and Team Red. Team Black won in that they were able to dismantle and reassemble the computer first, right? In about 20 minutes, you all were able to do that. The other team completed the exercise partially. In 30 minutes, it takes Team Red to complete, right? Mounting back the parts inside the computer and closing up that tower and getting it ready for the second, right? So today, you all know, right, that we're talking about upgrading the computer. It's important now that you all know how to go about upgrading the computer. We're going to be talking about some of the most important things that is up for discussion when we're upgrading your computer, right? So we're going to have a computer on the screen with basically, right, everything that we need to know about that computer in terms of its engineering specifications, right? And once we have that information, right, about the computer, we could then purchase more advanced parts for that same computer, right? And if you all know how to go in it and change the parts for yourself, right? So you all, we're going to be talking about upgrading the computer today, right? So, I'm going to write something on the screen. Thanks very much. You all see the difference? Right, but it's the same thing, right? It's just different flavors of the same thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
That is the sturdy tea.
Alright guys, so you all know this.
Link.
Any?
Link.
Same link from yesterday. Alright guys, so just pulling this down. And I'm gonna put my program on the screen. Okay? So look what we're doing now. Everybody gonna follow me. Ready? Everybody's in front of a computer and everybody could follow. You ready? We type in www.amazon. Make sure there's an A in between. I just made an error. Amazon.com. You see that? When you press enter on the keyboard, it's gonna bring it to this website. Yeah. Huh? You're not in front of a computer. You're gonna be a different person. Alright, so you have to go on your internet like this. So you have to follow us from here, right? Click on copy, and then you type dot, right? Pretty sure that Bobby knows how to do that. Right, Bobby? Alright, so guys, everybody should be on this website, okay? This is Amazon. And here what we're gonna do. We're going to look at motherboards. Remember? That's one of the key components, right? So we're going to look at a list of parts that we need to build our own computer from scratch. Right? We're going to look at the different options, right? We're going to say, okay, we have a certain budget, and how we're going to spend that money to get the best possible performance, right, out of that computer based on the list of parts that we're going to be purchasing, right? So here, let's now. We have a scenario, right? We need the computer to edit videos, right? That's the scenario. We need a computer to edit videos. A computer to edit videos is going to have to be very powerful, okay? It's going to need a dedicated graphics card. It's going to need possibly the latest processor, right? With multiple cores. Right, so we're going to be searching for these parts and we're building this computer. Right, we're also going to have to consider I/O. What's I/O again? Input, output. Those are the ports on the motherboard, right? So we know what's going to be available on the motherboard. In the back of the computer here, you know what's going to be available there, so that we can connect that computer to whatever we need to connect it to when we're doing the work. Editing videos, right? So let's check this out. We're gonna search for a motherboard, right? We're gonna be looking for a motherboard. Right, so we're gonna type motherboard. Right, everybody's supposed to be able to do that. And you'll see all these different form factors coming up. Talking about ATX, extended ATX, micro ATX, mini ITX, etc. Right? So if we type motherboard and click enter, immediately you're gonna get some results, and we're gonna be seeing the prices. We're gonna be discussing it, guys, right? Because this is the key part, right? Everything that you all learned before, guess what? You don't have a factory to build computers in Trinidad. As a matter of fact, nowhere in the Caribbean have a factory that builds these things. So we have to order them. We have to buy them online. Right? So unless you know how to do this aspect of it, okay, it's like the skills you was learning before, right? You wouldn't be able to use it. Okay? So when we click search, what we see in there? We're seeing, let's see if I could adjust the projector a little bit to sharpen the words. Aha! Yeah, look, the word sharpening, right? You all see the words better? Look at that. Wow. Yeah, so it was just a little off. When the words on the board, I could sharpen the image, right? So check it out. Look what it says. It says this one is for $189.99. This price is in US. All the quotations here is in US, right? So this one is an MSI. So MSI is the name of the manufacturer, right? And it gives you some information. It says it has Wi-Fi on it, built in on the motherboard. Wi-Fi is normally for mobile devices such as the notebooks that you all have. But for desktop traditionally relies on Ethernet, wired connection, not wireless. But it's telling you that this motherboard has the Wi-Fi in it. It uses DDR4. DDR4 is the RAM, is the type of RAM, right? So the first type of RAM is DDR1, then you have DDR2, then you have DDR3, and then you have DDR4. There's even DDR5 and so on. So they actually specify what type of RAM chip it uses. You all must have the technical skills to look at the information and identify what is the parts on the board, right? So it's gonna have Wi-Fi. It uses DDR4 RAM memory. You all remember the RAM chip? When you all take the RAM chip out of the thing, right? That is the thing that you can't handle it side to side. So the information on that is what? DDR4. Okay? It says it's a gaming motherboard. Alright? And it's telling you now that the platform is ATX and it takes the 12 Gen Intel Core LGA socket. LGA 700 socket. So if we buy this motherboard, whatever processor must we buy? We have to get a processor that has this socket. LGA, right? 1700 socket. So if we purchase in this motherboard, what else are we gonna get? We're gonna get 4 PCIe slots. You all remember that when we look at the motherboard, we saw the PCI expansion slots, right? Well, this motherboard has 4 of them on it, right? Basically, that's what it's saying, right? So PCI Express 4 also refers to, right, a certain type of technology, right? So it could have been 3, 2, 1, right? So PCI Express 4 is like a really advanced type of PCI expansion, right? And look at what it says. It says 2.5 gigs LAN. This is the Ethernet, right? So they're telling you how fast the Ethernet connection on the motherboard, on the I/O section of the motherboard, is going to be. It says 2.5 gigs, and that is most likely gigabytes per second LAN chip, right? It uses M.2, right? Look at that, M.2. M.2 refers to the type of hard drive that it uses. It's a real small thing. So you see the big hard drives that was in these machines? Huh? Those things old right now. Right? What we're using now is called solid state drives. And the smallest of those and the fastest of those is this thing that is called M.2. Right? So you have to write it up. Everybody know how to take notes on the laptop? Huh? You could take notes on the phone. Right? So everybody hit the start button and type note, N-O-T-E, and you'll see the notepad come up. And we're gonna write down all this information. Okay?
Start button.
Yeah, just click the start button, which is this Windows icon. You on a different ecosystem altogether. Using an Apple device. So that you have to click this button on top here, giving up all, and then you see the notes. Alright guys. So as we were saying, right? We're gonna write down what all these things mean. So M.2 tells us what? The type of hard drive that we're gonna purchase. Type of solid state drive we're gonna purchase to work inside of this motherboard. DDR4 tells us what? The type of RAM chip that we're gonna purchase to work in this motherboard. The socket now, LGA 1700 socket, that tells us the type of processor that we have to purchase for this motherboard. Right? And what other information we have? We have PCI expansion 4, right? That tells us a lot of information about, right, what the capabilities of the PCI expansion slots on that motherboard will be. Right? We have the manufacturer, which is MSI, and we have the model number for that motherboard. It's the MAG B660. So if something goes wrong with it, and you have to look for the same thing, you have to come online and type this exact same thing. MSI MAG B660, because that is the model number, right, for that specific motherboard. Right? You all ready? So, we buying this motherboard, right? The process of buying the motherboard, we're gonna click on it like this. Alright? And when we click on it, we're gonna see the buying options on this side. Right? So they have like different styles and flavors of it. If we look on this side, we can see images. Take a look at it. So if we click here, we can see a different image. Look at it. This is how the board looks. So it looks a lot more sophisticated than the ones that we have in those towers, right? Everyone? It looks a lot more sophisticated. Look at the processor. Look how this socket works. So this arm is what we pull this side to release the processor from inside the socket. So you see the socket design is a lot different. And then look at all these. This is the IOs, you know. They are protected by this kind of shield. This is really sophisticated because the motherboards we were looking at before didn't have that kind of protection over the IO, right? The IOs was just exposed. Look at the RAM slots. 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You all see that? So this could take 4 RAM chips. Right? A single RAM chip, I believe, goes up to about 16 gigs right now. So could you imagine we have 4 16 gig RAM chips in this? This thing basically has unlimited memory, huh, to run our programs, right? And do all the stuff you like to do on the computer. All right? So we have the PCI expansion port right here, right? And then there's our next one. So there's actually 2 of them, but the technology is PCI Express 4. Yeah? And we also have, like, I'm seeing IDE and all those other things on the board. And look at the power pin connections. You all can see that. This is the CMOS. You all see the CMOS? So the CMOS is still here. Let's take a look at our next vantage point. Let's try this one. Aha! Look at this vantage point. Certain things become more visible now. So you can see the expansion slots, right? You can see the CMOS again. We see in the slots for the RAM chip. You all see that?
Yeah.
And we're not really going to see the IO because the IO is being hidden on this side. Let's see if we can look at our next vantage point. So we just, aha, look at the IO now. Right? So you can see the IO is in this casing and enclosure that protecting it from dust. You all see that?
Yeah.
So before the IO was exposed, right? But now it's enclosed and we have protection. So we've seen all the different USBs and HDMI and the Ethernet and so on, right? Let's look at our next vantage point. Take a look at this one. Right? So this board seems a little bit more refined. This is like a new technology. Right? That one that we was looking at all the time was an older technology. Right? Let's take a look at this one. Look at this side. This is when they put the RAM chips in it now. So they have a picture with 4 RAM chips occupying the slots. Look at them. You see it here? But we're gonna have to purchase our own thing, right? And then this is a comprehensive shot of the IO. So you can see we have all those USBs. We have 2 HDMIs, right? Further, Ethernet, USB-C. This is the Wi-Fi card. So the antenna is gonna screw onto here. We have one here with the thing for the antenna. Take a look at it. Guys, you all remember this?
Yes.
This is where we were screwing on the antenna. This is for the Wi-Fi. So this computer actually had Wi-Fi, right? Screwing on the antennas right here. But you can look at on this one here. It says, it marks Wi-Fi right in the center. Not sure if you all could see that from your vantage point.
Yeah, we can.
And it has the two connections that we screw on the antenna on it. Yeah. So this computer gonna have Wi-Fi built in, right? And then it also has our sound card ports and so on, right? You see that? So let's see how we're gonna buy this thing now. So what we're gonna do to buy it, we have to do add two cards. Yeah, we could be add. Everybody gonna do that. So add two cards. It's gonna tell us that we have a subtotal, right? I'm gonna have to go to my cart. I'm gonna have to clean up some of those things. So I'm going to my cart and I'm removing some of those things. So I have all kind of other things here. I'm gonna put save to later. Right, so we want to remove all these things from here. Right? Save to later. Save to later. 1 second. Yeah, you're gonna need an account. It's gonna tell you need an account. Right? So everybody will follow. Save to later. Right. So I save everything there to later. Save to later. Save to later.
Oh, we are the same account, so you need everything.
Yeah. So you can see, guys. Take a look at it. It says there's a new subtotal that I have, right? So I can continue shopping. So remember what we're supposed to write down. Okay? I'm literally gonna pull up a notepad, right? I'm gonna put the notepad on that side with the information that we need. Right? So let's pull it. I'm pulling it on that side so that you guys can see it. Right? This is the notepad here, right? So what did we need to recall? We need to recall is DDR4. Right? This is the technology for the RAM chip that we have to purchase. Right? Then what does it say? It said that the socket was LGA. The socket is LGA 1700. That's it, right? Yeah? And it have M.2 for the hard drive, for the SSD, this solid state drive. Right? We have the M.2 option. Yeah? Close the door. Alright? So we have the information for the RAM, the processor, and the hard drive that we need to purchase to go in that motherboard. You see it? Yeah. It's not much. Right? We could write down the model number for the motherboard. So we could, let's go up and write that down. So it is the MSI, right? Now remember, MSI, I'm gonna just shift this down a bit so that we can take a look at the information on the next page, right? So look at it here. This is it here. Let's skip that. MAG B660. Right, so let's write that. MSI MAG B660. Right? So this is what we need to know. This is the model number. Not get it through. Come back up. Yeah, go in class. Right, go ahead.
Can you open the door?
So one is the computer. Just give me that second, right? Alright guys, so we have all the information we need to purchase the other parts. So what do we need? DDR4 RAM. We need a processor that uses socket, and we purchase an M.2 solid state drive. And that's it. What comes after? After we have the motherboard and everything that goes into the motherboard, we need peripheral devices. So we can purchase a DVD drive if we wish. Yeah, we might need that. Would we need a DVD drive? Yes, we would. Remember, the purpose of this computer is to edit videos, right? Right? So we can make like a movie and we put the movie on a DVD, right? So that is one peripheral device that we can purchase. Okay? DVD drive. Is there anything else you all think that we can put there? Peripheral devices? We wouldn't have a camera. We wouldn't have a webcam. You can put your silent webcam if so necessary, right? But we'll get to all that, right? So that's just one more option. All right, so let's go and shop for the RAM, the processor, and the hard drive. Ready? That's what we're gonna do now. So the RAM we need DDR4, right? So here we're just gonna type DDR4. And here we want to do, right? Remember, we have the money. Okay? So we need to get this thing as fast as possible. Right? Money is not a problem. Right? The company giving us the money for us to purchase this thing and build this a proper computer to edit videos, right? So we need 16 gig RAMs. We're gonna see if we can find 4 of these 16 gigs. So I just click the 16 gig option and let's take a look at it. It says this is the Patriot memory Viper Steel RGB. What does RGB mean, guys? Red, green.
Oh, green and blue.
Right, that's the primary colors. So that RAM chip light up. It have light on it. Still. Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me check out the live. All right, any luck? The screen on? Screen coming on? No? All right, so look at the cost of it. It's $61.99. Okay? And it have a high rating. It means that the people who purchase these things like them. You can see it have a high rating. And it's telling you the number of people that contributed to rating, right? It has basically a 5-star. Take a look at the important parameters around the performance of the RAM chip. Take a look. So it's DDR4 RAM, we know that. They say it's 32 gigs. And it's 2 times 16 gigs. You all see that? So we need 2 of these. We need to purchase 2 of these kits. That's what we need. Take a look at the speed of the RAM chip. It's what? 3,200 megahertz. 3,200 megahertz is faster than 2,400 megahertz, right? Which is faster than 1,600 megahertz, right? So all these RAM chips have a speed associated with them. So pay attention to the speed and make sure that the speed is as fast as possible, right? And when we purchase this, we're getting 2 of the RAM chips. Look at it, 1 here, 1 there. 2 of them we're getting. But the motherboard could take how much? 4. Right, guys? So we're going to purchase 2 of these. Quantity 2. So what we're going to do, right? We're going to click on it. Let's see if we have any purchasing options. And when we add into cart, look, it says here, 2 of them, right? You all can see that. And each is 3,400 megahertz. Is that it? So we're getting these 2 things. So we need to double up on the quantity, right? We need to purchase 2 of them because our motherboard could take that. Okay? Alright? Alright. So let's go up. We're gonna Alright, I'm not seeing that option. We're just gonna click add to cart. And you're not following on your side. Click add to cart, right? You'll see it's added to cart. We're gonna go to the cart and see if we can change the quantity. Yeah, look at that. The quantity option is now available so that we can change it to 2. See it? So we're purchasing 2 of them from the same people. Important message. We are sorry, request for Only 1 available. Alright, so unfortunately, they only have one available, right? So we can't change the quantity to 2. Alright, so we're just gonna have to purchase this one and then go back and get 2 more. Right? So we're gonna go back, we're gonna double back. 1, 2. And we're going to a different supplier. Alright? And we're gonna purchase a next one. Let's take out this one. Look at it here. They're saying they're selling a single one. They're saying a single one, but it's the same chip. Take a look at the code. CL18UBIMM. Look at it, yeah? So it's the same chip, but they're only selling this one in singles. Right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna click on this one. Alright? And we're gonna change the quantity to 2. Because remember we need 2 of them. So let's change quantity to 2 because they say they have stocks of it. And we're gonna click add to cart. So now we have the 4 RAM chips that we need to properly outfit, right, our motherboard. Right? What do we need now? If you could go back to the notepad. Check out the notepad. We need the processor now, right? And then we need the hard drive. You all ready? Let's go and get the processor. The socket is what? LGA 1700. Yeah? CPU. That's it. Let's see if we can get the processor. This is a cooling system for that processor. So we're gonna have to get a cooling system too, right guys? Let's go down. Let's see if we can get our processor. Aha, look at it. This is the LG. Look at this processor. This is a Intel Core i9. Right? Model is 12900K, which is a 12th generation Alder Lake. Alder Lake is the architecture of the design, right? Of the processor. It says that it has 16 cores. Look how much cores this thing have, guys. 16 cores. Right? And the clock speed of the chip is 3.2 gigahertz. And most importantly, it uses the what? The LGA 1700 socket. You remember that is what our motherboard have, right? So any processor we're using must have this socket. Okay? Most importantly. So we're going to purchase one of this. Bam. Intel Core i9. So let's select it. Select the option. And what we're going to do? We're going to add to cart. Add to cart. Alright? Alright? So we have the processor now. So what goes on top of the processor? What goes on top of the processor? The thermal compound. Remember that? And then we need the cooling system, right? For that processor. So we're gonna search for some thermal compound, and we're gonna take just a little bit of it, right? Just a little bit. We don't need plenty because it's just one processor we're installing. It's not 10, 20 of them, right? So we're gonna search for thermal compound, and we're gonna take just a little bit, right? This $9 thing. This is a kit, right? So what happened? When we spread it on the top of the processor, we have this thing here to help us to evenly distribute it. You all seen it? This is like a kit, a thermal compound kit. Everything we need to put it on the processor and evenly space it out, right? You all seen that? So we're gonna add this to cart as well, right? Add to cart. We only need one. All right, guys. Then we need the cooling system. So we had a link before with the cooling system that we designed. Eh? Because when we type the processor, the socket for the processor, they immediately gave us options to purchase the cooling system one time. Let's take a look at it. Look at it right here. Cooler Master. Right? Let's see if it covers the socket that we need. Nope. We gotta make sure that it fits the socket, right? First time we had searched, we had seen something reasonable. Alright, look, all the sockets that this thing can work on. Check it out. This one cooling system, right, is a liquid cooling system. Where you're gonna have to put the liquid in it. And you can put the liquid in any color. Yeah, so you can see the liquid circulating in different color and lighting up and all kind of cool gizmos you can do, right? You following on the phone? Right, so guys, this one cooling system could work on all these different sockets. Check it out. It says AMD, Ryzen, AM5 and AM4 socket. So it could work on that. It working on what? Intel LGA 1700, which is what our processor is, right? Our processor is this socket. So it could work on our processor. That is what the important information we need to know. So we're going to go ahead and purchase this as well, right? Yeah? So we have the board, we have the processor, we have the cooling system, we have the thermal base, right? So that we just set up the cooling system on the processor, right? We need the DVD drive and the peripherals to connect it, okay? We're going to need a mouse, we're going to need a keyboard, we're going to need a monitor. Guys, you following? We're going to need the hard drive. So we purchase the hard drive as it. So let's go back to here now. All right, I'm going to close this down. We're going to purchase now the M.2. M.2. That's all we need to type. And you see options. We need that 2 terabyte. We want more than that, right? 2 terabyte. So we need a solid state drive. 2 terabyte solid state drive. So we're going to click here. Let's check this out. Let's see what options we get. Voila. This is a 1 terabyte option. This is a 2 terabyte option. We need 2 terabytes. You see it? So look, it says M.2. That is the important parameter, guys. You are very distracted. Right? The important thing here is the M.2. That M.2 says this chip works in that motherboard that we buy. And it's 2 terabytes. So it's more than enough memory. Okay? At some point in time, you are going to have to do this for yourself in the future. And if you write down these steps, you're going to do it immaculately. And when you're done, you can do it for other people. You can order their parts, their computer parts, and they can build it for themselves. Right? People pay a lot of money to get things like this done. Alright? Okay? So can you imagine, Kyle, by the time you're 14, you're 12 now. By the time you're 14, 15, you're building computers. Somebody come and just tell you what they want. You order all the parts online and you're not making any mistakes. Because you're paying attention to everything we're doing here. And you're seeing the important points you need to note when you're going and ordering these things. Right? To make sure everything can work when it reaches. Cool? Right? So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to purchase this one at the bottom here. Alright? And we're going to go add to cart. Yeah? So I click the add to cart option, and you all can see how much it costs in here, right? That's in USA. We convert that to TT as it.
So,
yeah. You don't start to buy all kind of other thing already. You buy the monitor. I feel you click monitor and all that.
No, I don't have a monitor. I have everything.
Everything I know, but you have on your side. Right. Well, you're supposed to have $1,600 for the most.
Yeah, 1,064.
Oh wow. Wow. No, you can't mind.
Oh, mine is in TT or done with me already.
Yours in TT? All right. All right, because this will have my account too. Let's see. Here's my account. Yeah. So everything is duplicated. You see, I now adding to the same card that you adding to. This is my computer. That's my personal.
Yeah, so I don't have to add nothing.
Yeah, because you actually see what I do. So if you add it, you basically duplicated what I said. But you can see it showing, I think it's showing well on my side.
That's just
1,064, very good. Expand. Let it go, be as big as possible. Alright guys, so we have everything that goes inside of the right? What we don't have? We don't have the DVD drive that we might need, right? That's what we don't have at this point. Yeah? We don't have the power supply. Guys, we don't have the power supply. We don't have the GPU. Right? It's a very advanced thing. Remember we talk about this computer in the corner here? Well, this one also have a dedicated GPU. But for that kind of thing, when you're playing games, anything that is computationally intensive, or you're editing videos, you're going to need a dedicated graphics card. We don't buy that yet. Alright? So we're going to buy these things now. We're going to buy the DVD drive, right? We're gonna buy the graphics card that we need, okay? And guess what? We can buy the tower to put the motherboard in there too. Remember, everything has to bolt up in a tower, right?
Yeah.
So we gotta buy a tower. You follow?
Yeah.
So let's check it out. Let's see what towers we have, right? Right, so we have different towers. We have full tower, right? We're just gonna write tower. Yeah, tower is this thing that we mount everything inside. This casing enclosure that we put the motherboard and everything. Right, so look at this one, guys. This one actually looks really cool. This have a kind of a door. This one literally have a door. You see it? So we just and the door opens. It's saying here that this one is the airflow ATX computer case. Right? It have a swing open tempered glass side panel. 4 times RGB pre-installed inside of it. We don't have to buy nothing. All this thing working. Common working. We don't have to buy no extra nothing. Right? Let's click on it, guys. And we're gonna take a look at some of the other views of it, right? So look at this. This tower is a lot different from this older one. You see, guys, look at the difference in terms of what is out today. What is the in thing today? What is the latest and the greatest versus the old? This is the old. And that you have to start from here. You have to appreciate the old before you get to the new. Someone ever heard the expression that you have to creep before you walk?
Yeah.
Right? And you have to walk before you run? Can you imagine a baby just start to fly, boy?
What?
Eh, y'all can imagine a baby just start to fly?
We can't
Yeah, just check them out, people and walk, boy. Ooh. Right, guys? So, we are cutting corners, right? You all learn the old and now we take it a look at the new. Right? So, check it out. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the other views of this thing to see the advanced features and offers. Look at that. Right? It's a mesh panel. Right? Real kind of fancy thing. And they have this fan on the inside already. You don't have to purchase any additional fans. Right? Magnetic safe dust filter. So you see all the dust that get inside this thing here? This one have a filter so no dust could get in it. Fabi, this one have a filter so no dust could get inside of it. You see how this thing was dusty? Because the fan suck in the air and the air does have dust in it. So after a while, all the dust trapped on the inside. This thing have a filter that filter out our dust. So no dust getting inside of there, right? So this one is really, really advanced. And this is a view. This is a side view of it. When the door is open and you can see the space that is inside to put all your stuff. We're putting the motherboard in this footprint. We can put the cooling system mounted however we want. There's so much space inside of it. You'll understand already the basic of mounting everything inside of the tower. Yeah? Because you all did that for yourselves. Right? So we think this one is really good. Take a look at it. It's showing where you put in the SSD. This is where you put in the cooling system. You can put one SSD here, one here. Right? This is where you put in your graphics card. It's saying your hard drive on your thing going on the bottom here, and you can put your power supply in the corner there. So it have a layout, what we call a blueprint, to tell you, all right, based on how this thing is designed, that is the spaces that you have to put these things when you're fitting them in, right? Right, guys? So we like this one, right? We're gonna go ahead and add to cart. Notice it says mid-tower. Mid, meaning that this is small. This is what small looks like. This is small. So mid is a little larger than this. Yeah? So mid is about here. And then you have full, which is big like this. Yeah? But we don't want that big thing, right? So we could go with intermediate. Not too small, just right. Right? So that is why we choose the mid-tower design. Okay? So let's go ahead and add to cart. Voila. Yes, so now we have the tower, right? We have the motherboard, we have the drive, right? We have the cooling system, we have the processor, we have the RAM, right? So all that going with, bam, inside the tower. and it's ready to power. The only thing is we don't have the power supply as yet, and we don't have the GPU. So those are the two things we have to get now. Eh? We will have to get the monitor after, right? So check this out, guys. We're still talking about things that have to go inside the tower, right? So what else have to go inside the tower is called the GPU. So we're gonna type GPU. That's all. Okay? And we're gonna see what's the latest and the greatest. Check it out. There's the Radeon RX 580 graphics card. Right? Take a look. There's the GeForce RTX 3060M with 6 GB graphics card. Right? That's not the latest and greatest. Right? So this is 3060 again. 3060. Right? 3060. 3060 V2. We're seeing some different options, right? But we basically getting the theme, right? On AMD side is RX, and on NVIDIA side, right? Because all this thing is NVIDIA, we read stuff, right? On the NVIDIA side is either GTX or RTX. Now RTX is the latest and greatest. So if we go up here, we're just gonna type RTX. Ready? RTX GPU. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Bam. Let's see where's the latest and greatest. 4060. Right? That have 8 gigs of RAM. Let's go down. We see that 4060 Ti, even faster than the one on top there. Right? So that looks like a really good option. Check out this one. This one is a 3060, but it has 12 gigabytes, right, of video RAM on it. Right? So this looks like a really good option, right, for our design. But it's not the latest and the greatest. Right? This 4060 is actually, yeah. You see? Mostly in trouble. You can't find RTX. So what we searching, right, guys? We searching RTX GPU. Yeah, you get it? Did you plug in? Don't tell me not plug in on this side. You plug in, yeah? Come on, watch it, watch it. Huh? Did you plug it in? You charge it on? Oh, something was wrong with it.
I know it comes up.
Yeah. You're not charging again? You type RTX? No, it's RPX. Okay, I mistake. Yeah, you type RPX by mistake. That thing's supposed to be real, right?
What is good?
Charge it up? Alright, you know what to do? Flip it 360.
I did that.
Yeah. Well, it has to be something of ABC. Let's see what
Or in the battery, or the battery.
I don't know. Charge it up?
Oh my god. The charger for 2 seconds.
Charge it up?
Yes.
Right. Fixed. Alright, guys. So, for the intended purpose, we need a really good graphics card. Remember, money is not a problem. The company paying us to design this thing proper for them, right? So, this one here is like the latest and the greatest 4060 Ti that we're seeing. Right? We're not seeing a lot of specifications there. But if we go down, if you navigate down a little bit, right? Basically, the more expensive it is, and I give you the idea of the performance. Take a look at this one, guys. Check it out. This one is $1,199 US for a single card. So you see this here? This thing here is the PCI Express. So this thing connected to the motherboard through the PCI Express. This is the PCI Express, right? And look at what it says. This is the ASUS RTX 4080. It used PCIe 4.0. It has 16 gigs of video RAM. It uses the latest and greatest HDMI port. and it also have a display port. Bam! Right? And remember, money is not a problem. So we paying that $1,200. Good? Okay? Right? So we go in, select it, right? And we go in add to cart. Right? So that's kind of what the bill is looking like. Okay? In the corner there. So we have the GPU. One thing that is missing, the only thing missing that has to go in the tower is the power supply. But remember, we have a whole set of advanced thing inside of there. We have extra GPU and all kind of thing. So we need a good power supply. So let me type power supply, guys. Everybody should be following me. Power supply, right? Now the power supply must be a model like this, right? Because it's fully model. Why? Because the motherboard is the same platform. So it have the necessary connections from the power supply. Look how the connections looking. They're looking just like the connections we have on the motherboard. Take a look at here. You see those little things? That's exactly how the connections look on the motherboard. So this is 850 watts of power. What if we could get 1,000 watts? Huh? Power supply. So we're going to type 1,000 watts before here. 1,000 watts power supply. Yeah, that's what we need. 1,000 watts. Let me see if you get that. Yeah. 1,050 watts ATX 3.0. PCIe 5.0 power supply. Yeah? Take a look at that. 1050. Which is a lot of power, right? Remember, we need a powerful power supply, right? This one is fully modular, right? That's how we pay attention to as well, right? Don't forget, guys. This one's, look at this one on the bottom here. EVGA, which is a very good brand, right? They call it the 80 plus gold, 1,000 watts, fully modular. Remember, that is an important parameter, right? Fully modular, because we're using a modular motherboard, right? So we want to make sure that we have the necessary interconnects, cables, and so on to fit onto the motherboard. This type of power supply can't work on those motherboards we have inside. Yeah? So again, you must know that the power supply can plug into the board. Right? The power supply comes with cables that directly can plug into the board. Right? So we don't have any issues. Alright, so there's you look at fully modular design, and it's talking about all the other goodies that we get inside of it. This is 159 US dollars, right? So we want to make sure that our PCIe is 4, not 5. The only motherboard you purchase is 4. This one is saying 5. ATX 3.0 PCIe 5. Yeah? So note the difference there, right? You want to make sure that it supports the 4. Okay, guys? 80 plus, well, that one is 169. Let's see if we have any others. This is also 1,000 watts. Right? And we have like really good options that we see at the bottom here, right? So we're gonna select one of these that is fully modular. We could use this one, the ES1000. Yeah. So we're gonna click on it, and the price is really good. Yeah. The price is a lot better than the others that we see. Yeah. Let's take a look at the look how it looks compared to what you know about. Remember we did pass the power supply around. So the old power supplies have one set of cables running out of them. You remember that? The old power supplies that pass around have a set of cables running out of them. Look at these new ones. These new ones don't have no cables. These new ones literally have these ports. And then the cables now, very organized cables, plug inside of those things. And then the other end of it have a basically a harness that plugs into the motherboard, right? Easily for us. So this is the kind of things that you're going to be working now, right? Not those old things. You're going to be working on this, right? So you have to pay attention, okay? Let's take a look at our next view. We have our next view of it. Look at it. So we can see the next view of it. That's what it looks like, yeah? Yeah. That's how much years they're giving us. And then they say it has a high-end graphics card activate, right, chip inside of there, right? Ready? Great design. This is some other connections and how to use the connections. I'm telling you that this one is PCIe. This is for the CPU. This is for your SATA connections, and so on and so forth. So you all have to appreciate all these pins. Eh? This is a descriptive telling you what goes where. So this is for the PCIe, and this is for your CPU. This is for your SATA. Right, so pay attention to those things, right? You can't really see the other images so well. But when you purchase it, look at the cables now. Voila. This is how it works. So our power supply that we was looking at have one set of cable and wires flying out of it. Here what? This don't. No cables. The cables are very neat and organized. So one end of the cable gonna plug into these holes, and the other end gonna plug into the device that you need to power inside of the computer. Right? So we're gonna go ahead and add to cart. I'm gonna purchase this one. Right? So that's it. Our tower is complete now. Because the next thing we want to buy is not needed. Right? We want it, but we don't need it. The tower is complete now. If we go ahead and purchase, right? We sell it down, we go and collect it, put all the parts on top here, right? On top of a shelf. And we put in all of that into the computer, right? All of that going into the tower. We'll have all the parts we need to build this thing from scratch. Yeah? But provided we have a working tower, if we need a monitor, keyboard, and a mouse now? Yeah? Right. So, to get a proper monitor, keyboard, and mouse, you just go up here and we type monitor. Right, guys? Yeah? Monitor, look at this curved one. And remember, what is important? Things like aspect ratio and the guys, pay attention to this one. There's a frequency at which the pixels could change on the screen, which is, this is saying it's 240 Hz, 1 millisecond frameless. Right? It's 27 inches, that kind of small. Right? This is 32 inches. So this monitor actually very small. What size monitor we need? We need a big one, eh? And we need it to be super powerful, 4K and all kind of thing, eh? Alright, so guys, here we go and do. We go and type 4K monitor. That's what we need. 4K monitor. Wow. Just like that. So this one's kind of small. We want no 24-inch and kind of, right? We need bigger than that. Okay? Let's see where we go and get something big. That's 32 inches. This is the same size as this, right? But we don't need that. We need larger than that. Right? Let's see what we can find. That's 27 inches, 28 inches. Right, so this metric here, this one is 28 inch, refers to if you take a ruler and you measure from this side to that side, the diagonal. Right? Anyone with diagonals, and you measure, you'll get 28 inches, right? So you need to understand. So if you measure from this corner, top right hand corner, on this monitor, right, which is our TV, down to here, we will get 32 inches across. Okay, guys? All right, so I'm going to scroll because we're not seeing the big screens that we need. Okay? A little disappointing thing. Maybe we could type it in. Yeah? So about a 50 or 60, right? Let me see. Yeah, that's what we need. 32 plus inches. So we're going down here, select 32 plus inches. Check it out. Oh, that one is 30 inch. This is 32, right? We're saying that we keep saying we need something bigger than that. All that we're seeing there is 32 inches. 32, 32, 28. We just like we didn't find anything larger than 32. Right? You find out 34? 27. Oh yeah, look at 34 inches here. Yeah, this is 34 inch curved. So that this is it. You find out 35?
Yes, sir.
Oh. Anybody find like a 50? Right, so I'm gonna
Finance.
right.
Right.
So that kind of came to kind of what we need now, right? I'm gonna change this here to 40 plus. Let's see if we can find what we're looking for. So they keep saying 27 inch, right? So they're giving us as big as we would like. 43, bam. If we get something perfect. So this one here is actually a TV, right? But TVs now, yeah, you can connect your computer to that. It's not exactly a monitor for that dedicated purpose of being a monitor, right? All right, so this actually says monitor. So that's 32 inches. Yeah, this one is a monitor. Take a look at this, 43 inches, right? Finally, we kind of finding what we're looking for, right? This is 43 inch. Anybody find anything larger than that?
No.
I kind of 49.
49? Oh, look at this. This is a 34 inch. And it's ultra wide. Yeah? Look at how wide it is. You find 39.
I mean, no, I mean 49.
Alright. 49. That's really good. You can't afford it. Right? So the larger and the higher the resolution, remember, is 4K, right? You need 4K. The higher the refresh rate of the pixels. Huh? Guys, I find something. Check this out. This is
That was
Samsung
also
Odyssey. This is what you have? 49
Oh,
inches here. This is really, really good. You can see it is Quad HD. And you can see the resolution, which is 5120 pixels across and 1440 pixels down, right? You can see it's 120 refresh rate. It could be a little faster than that, right? Anything above 144 hertz in that region, or 200 hertz in that region is good for refresh rate in today's time, right? So it's a little low on the refresh rate, the speed of the refresh rate and so on. But let's see, this is a 40-inch ultra wide curved, right? Nano IPS display. Right? It supports a lot of things. Thunderbolt, 3-side virtual borderless, right? So this kind of looks really, really good. What did you find,
I'm 49.
The same thing.
Fabiola? What did you find?
The front one.
Small ones.
Yeah.
What are you finding? Well, 144. Yeah, this is what we need. All right, so guys, this is exactly what we need. So it's the Asus ROG Strix, right? Monitor. Let's see if I can find that. So to get that, we're gonna type it here. Asus ROG Strix monitor. And it should be 4K, so we'll see when we find exactly what he has on his screen. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I believe this is what he has.
Yeah.
This is what you have, right? Alright, so this is something perfect because you can see it has 144 hertz refresh rate. Right, so anything 144 and higher is really good based on today's standards. Alright, look at this. This is 27 inches, so I don't really like this one as much as I like this one. This one is, yeah? You didn't find it? Alright, just let me take a look. And this one is 43 inches. Not bad. Alright, so guys, we basically the best one we found is this here, right? We're gonna see if we have any purchasing options. We could buy this thing. Alright, so I click on it. Look at what it says.
It's 865.
865 what? US for the is the price?
Yeah.
So you could see there's buying options. So yeah, we see all buying options, right? Very good. Right? So he's going ahead, he understands how to order these things.
I finally found it.
Oh, this is really good too. I believe he was looking at this one before. This one's a Samsung. Alright, what we have is the Asus ROG Strix monitor. Asus ROG Strix. Alright, look at this. We have this one for 865. And guys, when you're buying stuff, you have to pay attention to a lot of these things. Alright? If it's a new, like new, what's the condition of it? If it's used, you gotta be aware of all that. Right? So new is basically the best thing we want to see. Right? We want to see new stuff. So you see how it says new here? Guys?
Yeah.
When you click buying options, new. Take a look. New. Right? If we continue to go down, it's possibly that we could see used ones as well. Right? I didn't see any used ones here, but yeah. So this one says new for 865. So we're gonna click that. Add the card. Bam. 865. 865 US dollars for that monitor, brand new. Right, so we need keyboard and mouse now, and we're done. Wait, man. Keyboard and mouse, and we're done. Right? Huh? The keyboard and mouse? The side screen, yeah? Yeah, you just click buying options. See all buying options. This is what you need to click on. See all buying options. See it? We had to find the monitor first, eh? Let me show you. When you find the monitor, it's the ROG Strix, Asus ROG Strix monitor. Oh yeah, look at it. That's it. You found it. You find it, Tommy? You find it?
So I found the back at the car.
You have to click see all buying options. And the see all buying options will have one that you can add to cart. Remember, you duplicated everything I do, eh?
No, I don't add another.
Because you're using my personal computer. Right? So, yeah. If I buy something and you want to buy it, you basically just duplicating the same thing.
I didn't press.
You didn't press it, okay. Alright, so guys, we now have the monitor. The only thing that we missing is the keyboard and the mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Yeah? So we have to get a combination, right? That kind of design, right? And it must be really, really good, yeah? It must be really fast and so on. So look at this. This one is lighting up, really good. And right, it says this is the DP, right? So this basically references 6 dimensions, DPI, 3200, right? Yeah. So that is giving us some performance information, right? One second, guys. Hello, President. Gide? Hey, I'm in the middle of a class right now. You hear me? Talk to me. Yeah. Yeah, 11:30. Amanda? Alright, nice. I'm gonna tell her now.
I tell you to try to remember football.
I was just spinning this whole time. She didn't open when I was ready. I was just spinning like that. No kidding. Just jumping.
Okay, I'm back. Alright, so mouse and keyboard, right? This one seems really, really good because it says gaming stuff and it has lights on it, and you can see it kind of bevel less. Yeah, so it's just keys we interacting with. I don't know if you all like that kind of design, but we might need one with numbers on it. Yeah, like talk to me. I'm listening to you.
So this one?
Hmm?
Yeah, it's a bestseller.
Bestseller? Alright. Bam. Yeah.
So I find this
Red Dragon. Alright.
So I
That sounds like it. It says gaming, right?
So what's it?
That's a really good option.
Just, you just say mini keyboard.
this type of
Yeah,
keyboard.
keyboard plus mouse. When you put it plus, they give you a combo.
Yeah, what about this one?
No, that one is so good. That's not really for gaming. Yep. Which one? Right, that's really good. Yep. Yep. Side buttons and you can see how cool it is, right? They even give you that kind of special card. It didn't come on?
What design was that?
So this one? This one?
And what? All right, yeah. Right, very good. Yeah. Yeah. So make sure that the lighting up. Make sure that the design of the mouse is similar to right. That's another option too. Right. So you want to choose an option? No. That one's not good. That's more similar. Yeah, that's really good. That's a good option.
So you can pick anyone?
Yeah, you can pick any option. What's it looking like that middle one I have on the screen? And you can say gaming stuff. Gaming stuff is really very sensitive and advanced RGB
Also, that's it.
mouse.
And the
This one is good.
So
This one covers the headset and thing.
that's him. Yo, what is this? Yo, this thing.
So the screen light up like that and then just one way.
It's a copy. So,
No, don't touch that one. Right, so the screen light up is on it.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
This one covers the keyboard.
I had one.
One with a headphone on?
Yeah.
I have an option to there. Is it looks like you're gonna need a headphone.
I got my message. I'm sorry.
Alright guys, so if we editing videos, right? Here we go and need a proper speaker system.
Okay.
Surround sound and whatever. So you order a surround sound setup for that computer, right? That we gonna be building.
So I don't even think you get it by the time, to be honest.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah.
Pink.
Yeah, that's really cool. That you get a headset, you get anything. Yeah, that, yeah, you get the mouse pad. Mouse pad I don't think it's like that. RGB.
Yeah.
Energy, RGB. Very good. Backlight, everything. If you find one that is really, fancy with the pink touch.
No.
Oh, look it. Oh, so yeah, go press that one. Apparently, press that one.
Boys.
Alright, so it's 323 53 34. 323 5334. Right, so guys,
So
we think that suiting the purpose and looking good, right? The aesthetics and whole thing, right? Looking real good, right? Alright guys, so I'm just gonna click add to cart.
And then, huh?
Huh?
It's mine. I already added it.
You already added? Okay. Alright. So a speaker, we need a speaker system because remember, laptops are built-in speakers. Right? But a desktop, you're gonna have to buy proper speaker system, right? So we're gonna type surround. Right? Try and follow me. Surround sound system. Right? So we just want to select this option, but we don't want for no TV yet. Right? We want for a desktop computer, right?
So just why did I say me?
Yeah, you're gonna type on. For desktop. That's what we want. Surround sound system for desktop. You see when we editing the videos, right? When we doing the work in the studio. So this system gonna be running on our studio. Look how wow guys, look at this. Look at this system here. This is crazy.
What is that?
This is our home audio system. For 4K TV and take it up 10 and something for 12,000 watts of power. Oh God, there's all kind of thing. But we are what? Alright? Okay? We're looking for a surround sound system for our right? Something more akin to this. This is what we're looking for. Right? So this is this Steel Series Arena 9 Illuminated 5.1 desktop gaming speakers. 5.1 USB surround sound. Bam! Yeah. That'll get which one is you? Nice, huh? Nice speakers? Not really. Right, we need something a little smaller that could fit on the same table like the computers will want. Something like this. Right?
So we can just choose that?
Huh?
We can choose that?
Yeah, we can just choose that.
Yeah, because I'm choosing that.
Yeah, and then we have all the parts to build the computers. Everything we need. Everything. Nothing missing.
That's a
No,
smart
no.
TV thing, man.
They have the
No, that's our TV too. That's it, that's the sound.
right, yeah, that's the
Yeah, but you want something some stuff.
and have a control.
You want the bottom
That fits in.
Right.
That's wonderful. This one fits in on the desk too.
Mm.
Right, he's searching for anything. Very good, guys. Hey, you know what? We now order every single thing to build a computer. And listen, you all already have the experience of building a computer on an older platform. This is a newer platform. This is easier to build than that. Easier to build. Everything plug and play. Easy. 1, 2, 3. Right? The older things was more difficult. You all learn the older things more difficult, right? And you all working with newer things now. So, you all see yourself building this new computer that we ordered the parts for?
Yeah.
Huh?
I want to take it to home and do this.
You want to do all that work by yourself?
Yeah.
What happened to teamwork?
Nothing happened.
Who said teamwork make the dream work? Who didn't say that? Alright. This guy say that. Guys, this is very, very important, okay? Very important. Because when we getting the parts for the system, we have to be cognizant about what? The specifications, alright? So that when we buy something, nothing mismatch. Everything is gonna work. Okay? Any questions? No questions?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure there are no questions?
Yes. Sir.
Huh?
Yes. Sir.
Alright. Here where's the bomber now?
We not gonna mind.
Nope.
I was expecting that.
Have a bomber. I'll tell you what the bomber is in a minute. 1 second. Right? You are gonna like this part, actually. Right? So where were we? We were at upgrading. Right? So we are upgrading, right? So here's the bomb. Ready? After we order everything that we just purchased, and it land in Trinidad. Right? We're gonna pick it up, we put on everything here, we are starting everything here. We're gonna work as a team, build the whole thing together, right? When it's done, you have someone that will do because you can't just put it on. It's not gonna work. When you put it on, it's gonna come on and the screen will light up and whatever. But you won't have access to an operating system that you'll have access to there. So there's some work to be done after we finish building it. And that is called formatting the computer. Yeah, easy to do. Alright, you did it before. Very good. So normally I have these disks that we put in the computer with Windows 11 and so on, right? And we can install Windows 11 on the computer, right? We want it to work with Windows. Cool? Right? But we have more options than Windows. Right? We have more options. So the formatting process goes like this. We build the computer, right? This is why we need the drive to it. You all see why we didn't need the drive? For the formatting. Now, fortunately, I have USB sticks, right? That I could use instead of the CD. Right? But older computers were reliant on using a disk for the formatting. So basically, all of them had to have a disk in the past. Now we can do it with a flash drive. So this is what the process looks like when we install in the operating system. Right? We put in the disk, right? We press, most likely it's F4 on the keyboard. You will get booting options. We can go into the BIOS and we can select booting options, right? And we can boot from the disk. When we boot from the disk, guys, that drive is going to spin up. And this image is going to come on the screen. Where we have to select the language. Right? So we have the version of the operating system, the language and so on. We click next. Right? So this is kind of how it looks. And then we can see it looks differently when installing Windows 7. So this is like Windows 10. And this is what it looks like when we was installing Windows 7. Windows 7 is old and archaic. Nobody should be using Windows 7 at this point in time, right?
No, it's Windows 7.
We are with Windows 11 now. But this is installing Windows 10. This is what it looks like. And that's what it would have looked like if you're installing Windows 7. Alright? Now, that brings us back to software. Because all this process of installing the operating system is putting the software on the computer. Right? So guys, at this point in time, you all know the hardware very well. It's tangible. You all touching it right now. The keyboard, you're touching the keyboard. You're touching the mouse. Right? We order some parts. We're gonna bolt all the parts together and connect all the wires to the motherboard and everything is gonna be able to work seamlessly. But that is one part of the story. That is the hardware. But the hardware alone does not give us the computer experience. We need the software too. And the act of putting the operating system on the computer, the operating system is the most important software. Yes? So you see, that's the bomb. When we're done designing and building all the hardware, comes putting the software on the part. Yeah? So after we're done doing all that work, we can't just use it. We're going to have to put the operating system. And the operating system is the most important part, right? Software. Right? But what is software, guys? Anybody have any idea? The software is the non-tangible. It's code. Very good. It's the non-tangible components of the computer. We can't touch it. Yeah? Basically, the software is a state on the drive of inside the system. State. And that state, right, akin to ones and zeros stored on the disk inside of the computer. Right? And those ones and zeros does everything. It brings up all the images we see. Yeah? Everything we interact with. When we move the mouse, we get a feedback on the screen. Software is responsible for that. The hardware alone cannot do it. Software is the next most important aspect. Right? So we load the operating system, which is the most important software. And we're talking about what is a software, right? So a software is the non-tangible components of a computer. You all listen to this. Tell me how it sounds. A software is an organized set of digital instructions, digital means ones and zeros, that allows for different hardware to communicate. So all the hardware that be connected inside here need to communicate with each other. So they need the software to communicate, right? It allows for user interaction. So it allows you to press the keyboard, it allows you to use the mouse, and you see the mouse moving on the screen. You type and it comes up on the screen, right? It allows for user interaction. You can't interact with that computer without the software there. No? It's so important, the software is. All that we learn about hardware and everything. And when we done building all the hardware, bam, we had to know about software. Yeah? Because without this software, we can't interact with the computer. Knows that thing, right? And it says that it allows for a computer to perform a task. So going on the internet, that is a task. Yeah? Going on the internet is a task, guys. Yes? Right? Going on the internet is a task. Playing a game is a task, right? Yeah.
We're playing games though.
That's what you're doing right now. But guys, that's why it's so important, right? So we learn the hardware, and when we finish building the hardware, we have to load the operating system, which is the most important software. So you see, come next week, we're going into the software. Alright? Ones and zeros. Everything on the computer is ones and zeros.
Everything.
Every single thing. Look at this picture here.
No, that's
See that picture on the screen? That is how, this is what it is. It's just ones and zeros alone. Produce that image you see there.
along with the pixels.
Just ones and zeros.
Yeah, the ones and zeros is the information which encodes the image. So there's a way, and I will tell you what does this. You see a camera? The camera is what does this. A camera takes the light, which is a picture of you. The light is responsible for creating an image of you, and digitize that into ones and zeros. That's what the sensor does. It finds a way to encode the image of you as ones and zeros. And when that ones and zeros is saved in the hard drive and you open the picture, these ones and zeros is sent back to the screen. And the screen knows exactly what to do, what pixels to light up, what color each pixel is supposed to be, and when all of them light up as they're supposed to be, bam, that's exactly what you see. Right, guys? So everything on the computer is what? Ones and zeros. There's nothing else. So if you want to be a computer genius,
You have to live on.
this language is something you must appreciate. Right? Ones and zeros. Right? Because in a computer, it all comes down to things being on or off. Yeah, time to go. Yeah. So we finish it up. Alright, so any questions?
It's time to go, bro.
Yeah, the max is here. Alright guys, so we end there for today. Right? You all need to take notes of what was done today. Alright? So that you all could do it for yourself. Okay? And you all have a wonderful and pleasant rest of the day on the field trip. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy yourselves. And you're going to come back Monday refreshed for software. You're all going to be writing code. Right? We're going to write a code for the computer to calculate somebody's age. Hey, how about we write code to hack the satellite so we can see what's happening in New York right now?
No.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes.
I'm just talking fictitious. I'm saying you're going to learn these skills, primitive, might be, that in the future you might have the brain power to do something like that.
What would you have for
Huh? You could write that software, right? Like you see in the movies. That every camera, wherever the camera is in the world, it connects to that camera and see what that camera is seeing. Right? Who know what movie that is? That's the Fast and Furious movie. And the programmer who developed that thing is a girl. You all watch the Fast and Furious movie with the girl and she made God's eye? What if you all could write the code to do that for yourself? What if when we finish with next week, the things that you all learn there, and you all become computer programmers, you all could write code for a computer to do anything. Yeah? cars tomorrow is going to be very digitized. You could write the code to hack into the car and tell the car drive up the road and come back. You understand? That's what's going on tomorrow, right? So, you all are dismissed. Right? You could shut down the computers. Right? And get yourselves ready to go to Maxi. Make sure that you all have everything you need. Right? Bye, guys.
Bye, Nathan.
Oh.